You thought we were done talking about the different types of self-care? No, we have only talked about 3 so far. That's right, there's more to it than that. And that's why in today's video, we're going to talk about the last 3 types of self-care that you might not have known about, but you should if you want all your bases to be covered when it comes to your self-care routine. So without further ado, let's go. What's up, everybody? It's Josh from Self-Help for Millennials, back with another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and be sure to hit that subscribe button because I release new self-help content every single week that'll help you start living your best life. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Super happy to have you here. And in today's video, we are going to cover the last 3 types of self-care that you should know about if you want to have a happy and fulfilling life. If you missed part 1 of this video series where I covered the first 3 types of self-care, I'm going to put a little link up in the corner there and you can go ahead and watch that video. But let's dive in and get right down to the 4th type of self-care that you should know about, and that is practical self-care. Practical self-care is anything you do to take care of fulfilling your daily core needs while also reducing your overall stress. So this is stuff like cleaning the house. This is meal prep. This is making sure everything is organized before you take on your day. It's all the practical little things that we do to remove stress from our days and just make things a little bit easier. And let's be honest, this is not the sexy kind of self-care. This is not the bubble baths, this isn't the pedicures, but it is no less important to your overall well-being. And I'll be completely honest with you, this one is not my strong suit because it is so boring. I just hate to do it. And I ignore it for as long as possible. And unfortunately, when you ignore practical self-care, all the stress in your life starts to build up. And so for me, when I ignore it, all that stress builds up, and then suddenly everything comes crashing down. And that's exactly why we can't ignore our practical self-care. Ignoring practical self-care leads to stress and actually can have you forget all the other areas of your self-care routine. So while it may not be the most exciting type of self-care out there, it is no less important, and it'll help you make sure you stay on top of every other area of self-care. So do the practical things and take care of them so you can take better care of yourself. All right, this brings us now to the 5th type of self-care, and that is mental self-care. And this mental self-care is often confused with emotional self-care, since both of them deal with things in the mind. But the key difference is that mental self-care doesn't actually deal with emotions. Instead, it focuses on anything you do to work on and maintain a healthy mindset while stimulating your mind. So this can be anything from reading books, listening to podcasts, journaling, and learning new skills as well, trying out new hobbies, all these different things that stimulate your brain and help you create a healthy environment for your mindset and for your mind to live in. And this one is actually a very new one in my life. It came to me 4 years ago, actually, after I'd hit rock bottom. And when I hit rock bottom, I realized something. I realized that I'd stopped learning. I was staying still. So to reconnect with myself and to start my self-care journey, I started reading more and trying new activities because I realized the more knowledge and the more experience I could gain, the happier I actually became. Because constantly learning is what humans do. It's what we were meant to do. We're meant to improve continuously. We're meant to seek out new experiences, because when we don't, our brains actually slow down. It is shown when you stop learning, you're going to have more memory problems, you're going to experience more brain fog, and there will also be more depression. And that's all just because you stopped learning. But by feeding your brain new information every single day, you encourage your brain to continue developing, creating new synapses and new motor patterns within itself, and also performing at a higher level. So go pick up a book, would you? All right, go learn something. Go try something new. Just don't ever stop learning so that your brain and therefore your mindset can be as healthy as possible. And last but not least, self-care type number 6, we have got spiritual self-care. And this applies to all of us, religious or not, as it is any activity that connects you to and feeds your soul. Now, I'm not going to get into what is the human soul. That is an existential question that would take an entire video to answer. But to simplify it, let's just say that spiritual self-care is all about connecting you to your truest, most inner self. Again, you can do this through meditation. You can do this through yoga. You can do this through exploring nature. You can do this through prayer. These are all ways of connecting to your innermost self. So for me, getting out into nature and teaching or helping others is what actually lights my soul on fire. I feel at my best when I'm doing something like this, when I am trying to teach something that I care about to other people. And whenever I'm stressed or I'm lacking that connection to myself, I either get into the peace and quiet of nature, I go for a hike, or I write or film videos, again, because they connect me to my most inner self. And finding the activities that light your soul on fire is a very personal journey. No two journeys are going to be the same, but we can all benefit from connecting to that innermost self. And what's the easiest way to figure out what sets your soul on fire, you might ask? Well, it's to get out and experience life. You won't know what lights your soul on fire, what connects you to your innermost self without getting out and experiencing life. Because we are all unique and beautiful creatures, and no one size fits all here. Find something that connects you to your soul and to your inner self and make time for it every single day, and you will see your self-care routine take itself to that next level, and your entire life will be better for it. And there we have it. We have now covered all 6 types of self-care. The first 3 discussed in last week were your physical, emotional, and social self-care needs. And this week we talked about the spiritual, mental, as well as your practical self-care. And these last 3 are often afterthoughts, but remember, they are just as important as the first 3 for having a nice, balanced, and healthy life. You need to be aware of all your needs in each area and prioritize what is most important to you. And that might change from day to day. You might need to prioritize one area over another for some time until it kind of balances back out. But once you've got that down, again, it's just about figuring out what needs to be met the most so you feel fulfilled in your life. And if this all feels really overwhelming, don't worry, because in next week's video, I'm actually going to give you the 3 simple steps to start your self-care journey the right way. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But now I would love to hear from you. So let me know in the comments, did you know about these last 3 types of self-care? And if you made it this far in the video and you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel, as it'll help out a lot in terms of growing the channel and getting this information to the people that need it. And of course, I would really appreciate it. But until next time, I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you in the next video.
I can't forget the